Good morning, everybody. I hope that you are having a great day. We are just over Christmas, so I hope that y'all had a very Merry Christmas and that you were blessed with the season. We are just, picking up and getting started again. And this is from December 26th until December 31st is probably my favorite week of the year. And if you're a gardener, you probably know why, because it is time to get the seeds out, start looking at what you got, what you want to get. I haven't gotten any seed catalogs. I've seen that some of you have gotten seed catalogs. I haven't gotten any, so I hope they start coming, but I already basically know what I'm going to get. I just like to peruse through the magazines and dream a little bit. But anyway, I have got my seeds out. I've gone through some things, and I thought I would just take some time and share with you my thought processes and what I'm thinking of planting and where, and just things like that. You make a lot of decisions about what you're going to plant based on last year. And like last year, it was pepper mania. I mean, we had so many peppers. I have dehydrated peppers. I have freeze peppers. If there's a way to preserve peppers, I've done it. So I'm not going to plant a lot of peppers. So just your last garden goes through the back of your head of what you got, what you preserved, and it's just a fun time of year. But I wanted to get my seeds out and share with you a little bit about what I'm thinking of doing. And I hope that you let me know what you're going to do in your garden this year as well. So just hang around here and we will get through these seeds here in just a minute. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm going to start with is really, in most of the country, a fall crops, but I can start these seeds early enough and hopefully that they'll become plants before the hot season hits. And that's cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli. I am learning how to get these to mature. They've just never worked out well for me, but I have gotten these plants, and these are the very first things that I'm going to plant. And it is warm enough that the seeds will germinate, and I think that at least I'm going to try to get them to a plant, to something that we can eat. And cabbage. Now, I found that the Napa cabbage matures faster, but it just isn't something that we're really crazy about. And I think I planted it in late fall, and so I've got some out in the garden right now, but it had enough of the heat that it's just kind of wilty, and there's not that crisp factor that you think of with cabbage. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to start it, and we're going to keep it in the house for about a month. And then as the plant matures, we have a special little place, a project that Ron's working on, that we can stick these if it gets freezing. So we're going to cabbage, the cauliflower. Still haven't produced a cauliflower plant that we can eat, and I'm not going to stop until I get one. I don't care what happens. So cauliflower, broccoli. This is broccoli rabe. We actually have this in the back right now, and it bolted on us, and I was kind of disappointed. But Ron went out there, and our bees are just covered in it. So those are the three brassicas that we're going to work on this late winter, early spring. And then something else that everybody can plant and have great success with is zucchini. Believe me, zucchini is something that I struggle with here, but I planted it in the late fall, and we've actually got some nice zucchini. So I'm going to try planting it now and see what happens, you know, as long as I can keep it away from freezing temperatures. We've gotten one frost so far, but nothing freezing, I don't believe. So I'm playing devil's advocate here. You know, we have January and February to go through, and, you know, those are our coldest months of the year. So I'm playing with it, but I'm going to take my chances and see what happens. So those are the brassicas and the zucchini. Now, the things that I have going right now inside of the house in the hydroponics tower are all of my assorted lettuces. So I've got those going already. I've got a basil going, doing awesome. If you watch the hydroponic videos, and there is a playlist for them, the tomatoes didn't make it, so that's kind of a bummer. But I'm learning what works in this hydroponic system and what doesn't. And so far, the only thing that isn't working is the tomatoes. I also am having trouble getting New Zealand spinach going in it. So those are the things that I've learned with the hydroponic system. So anyways, we will keep lettuces going, and I plan on doing lettuces in-house, inside this house, in this system, year-round, because they will go outside in the early spring, but then they start bolting and everything, and I just enjoy doing it inside in the hydroponic system. And I've got lots of different types of lettuces, and as we keep videoing the hydroponics series, we'll break it down and show you the different lettuces and how they do grow. Right now, I just kind of clumped them all together as lettuces. You're going to hear the system that's turning on right now. So if you start hearing noise that you haven't heard, it's the system. Next thing I'm going to plant outside and as a seed is the radishes and then the peas. To me, they go hand in hand, and nothing signals a spring garden quicker to me than the peas and the radishes. So those are the first things I'm going to be working on. Now, let's talk beans, because while I might have had a bumper crop of peppers in my last garden, we hardly grew any beans, and I need beans. Main reason is, well, Ron and I like them, but I make our own dog food, and I put beans in them. I'm looking for vegetables. I put sweet potatoes, carrots, and beans in my dog's food, along with their protein meats that we do with the chickens, innards and stuff. But I'm going to need to order beans, because I plan on planting a succession of beans every week from now until next year this time. We have no beans, and we need beans. And they're not hard to grow most seasons, but last season we just couldn't make them grow. So beans, but we are low on bean seeds, so I'll order a bunch of different kinds of beans. I like bush, but I was watching a video, epic gardening video, and they were talking about the plants, the perennial plants, and Jacques mentioned a scarlet runner bean, and I had never heard of that before, but it's like the root ball, it goes into the ground, and it can come back year after year. So I'm going to try a scarlet runner bean, but most of the time I just like bush beans, because to me they're easier to harvest and take up less room. So we're going to be working on beans. The main star of this year's garden, and actually last year's garden, we had an awesome tomato harvest, and it's going to be tomatoes. I have beefsteak, and if any of you have watched my videos, you know that these are old seeds that I kind of inherited from people. And so I'm going to use up what I have there. And then I've got a couple of Roma that I'm going to plant because for canning and stuff. And then I think last summer, our favorite was the Cherokee tomato. They were so big and juicy, and you had to have BLTs with them, or just just a tomato sandwich. So they were awesome. And then the Brandywine were a very prolific tomato. It was great. As they're picked, I just bring them in, core them, and stick them in a freezer bag and wait for the season to basically be over, and then we do something with them. I made ketchup this last year. I'm close to being, stewed tomatoes, so I'll need a lot of stewed tomatoes, and I'd like to make some tomato sauce, so I'm going to plant a lot of tomatoes. So even though I've got 4 or 5 different varieties, I'm going to order some more. So those are the main things that I'm really going to be looking at. I've got eggplant, cucumbers. I'm going to try corn again. We actually got a nice little section of corn, and it was fun and stuff. So we're just going to keep learning. This Texas heat, just throws us. We have to move dates. I feel like, a lot of YouTubers are showing me their beautiful tomato harvest, and our tomatoes had been done for months, because if they're not done by June, you're not going to get anything else because of the weather. June is kind of cut off. July, August is, nothing survives out there, and then water restrictions hit. And so, our timing is off. And like some of you are like, I can't believe she's talking tomatoes already, but I have to. We have to plant early. I have to get them up and ready and already growing by the time we plant them outside, so they can blossom and then we can get fruit from them. So those are the things I'm really going to be zeroing in on. I am going to be working on a lot of herbs. I have a little sidekick that I love working on. I love herbal teas, and I was challenged by Ron, actually, to kind of branch out and try to make a side hustle on it. So if I'm going to do that, I need to plant more herbal tea herbs. I've got the peppermint and the lemon balm and tulsi, but so I'm going to have to plant them in a lot bigger areas and a lot different kinds of herbal herbs as well. So herbal herbs, yeah. Okay, so anyways, that is what I'm looking at. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps some of you catch the fever and get your seed catalogs out, or maybe pull your seeds out, see what you're missing and what you need to get, or what you kind of want to try. And the garden is so magical, and I really hope that you catch the bug as well. So y'all have a good day. Take care. Blessings to you on this new year, and just stay safe out there. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.